Go low to receive the full flow. It is said in the Tao Te Ching that the ocean, the great ocean of energy, or any ocean in general, flows down as the great intensity of energy. It flows downwards and then splits into rivers and streams. If you are an ocean opposing the ocean, it's going to be a great clashing of waves. If you become a river and a stream, all the energy of the ocean is going to flow down into you. It takes great courage to stay soft and yield and go low and humble and accept and not fight, then it takes courage to fight. Because in volatile situations where there's a lot of yelling, there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of ego projection, there's a lot of hierarchy, there's a lot of dominance, there's a lot of territorial nonsense, apes throwing feces at one another. I have the bigger car, or I have the bigger balls. Well, you have the bigger balls if in those situations you go low and then you receive the flow. The most the most aligned martial arts do not use force against force. They use the force of the opponent, they just redirect it, and the opponent makes mistakes. Or you just touch a little point on them at the right time, and all their momentum makes them go down, and you don't have to do nothing. What you did is you went low, you used gravity as your friend. How beautiful is to just be, just gravity and me. I go low, and suddenly I receive the full flow. And this is true alchemy. Any anger can get alchemized into beautiful things if you allow it to drop, if you allow it to go low inside you, if you become humble and you allow yourself to become sad, because underneath all anger is sadness and fear. Basically, it's all it is, fear of death, ultimately, sadness for being lonely, sadness for not knowing, sadness for abandonment, many things that we have endured. It takes much, it takes a lot more courage and a lot more patience, infinite patience, to stay soft and yield in the midst of battle. They also say in the Tao, the sage chooses kindness, not because the other person is kind. Even if the other person is unkind, you choose kindness. Why? Because you like to feel kind inside you. You choose love because you love the feeling of love. You prefer the feeling of love over the feeling of competition and ego projection and hierarchy and dominance and monkeys throwing shit at each other. You prefer love. It doesn't mean we immediately think that means you're weak. If somebody else challenges you and you are yielding, you say, yeah, 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 you're right, Okay, okay, you're right. You're right. You win. You win. The moment that you stop fighting the other person, all their energy is transferred to you. Not in a sense of you absorb their energy, now you are poisoned and polluted with their energy. Energy is just energy. It is up to you how you're going to interpret that energy and how you're going to use it in your life. One person can take a challenge and be motivated, another person, the same thing is said to them, they take that as criticism and go into depression. It's all based on how you are trained to accept energy. If you go by this maxim that going low is to accept the flow. When you yield, when you bend, when you say you win, you absorb all of that energy because they don't know. Like, if you are in the heat of an argument, let's say somebody is attacking you, projecting onto you, challenging you in whatever way, and you get into that attack, challenge, or argument, fight, however you want to call it, you get into that with them. At the height, at the peak of the argument, just shift everything you've been speaking about and just say, you know what, you're right. The person is going to be like, what now? What do we do now? Where's all this energy going to go? This is why you can defeat, quote unquote, defeat bullies just by ignoring them. Because what do bullies want? They actually want attention. Bullying is, I need any sort of attention, even if it means I'm going to do harm to somebody, and the attention is going to be like a small codependent Stockholm syndrome person. I need some sort of power. I need some sort of human connection, even if it's me being destructive to another person. All they want is confirmation that it's landing somewhere. They want to feel the fight. They want to feel engagement. If you go low, you receive the flow. You're not interesting anymore. You're not a node in the system that the world registers as a combatant. You are a part of the flow. You become furniture. You become trees. You become bees, butterflies, the wind. You merge with the wind in that sense. You go low and you receive the whole flow. The person becomes disoriented and it fizzles out. All it actually is needing is energy just needs to get out. And people need other people to release energy because they feel safe with others releasing energy. Most of us have never learned how to just work with your own energy without others needing to hold space for you, because this is incredibly difficult. You really need a lot of inner work, shadow work, psychotherapy on yourself. You need to know a lot of things about the human body, about chemical processes, biological processes, energy processes, emotional stuff, mental stuff. You need to go through a lot of things. So we need other people to just, you know, many people talk just to breathe. Many people talk and they're not talking about anything that they think they're talking about. They're just talking to get energy out. They're just talking to breathe. Like my grandma, you think she's speaking something of value. No, she's just speaking so that at the end of the speech she can go, ah. Because for her, it's impossible to comprehend that you can just go, ah, without taking somebody's 10 minutes of their time and actually having other people think that what she's saying has any relevance in their life. No, no, she just needs another person to be there so she can exhale at the end of the talk. But that talk has nothing to do with you or anything to do with her life as well. This is just a segue to see that, we can connect to other people in order to just connect to other people, but that connection can be very disgusting, very detrimental for either one or two sides. And you can opt out of that. By opting out of that, you can take all this energy because you remain in love, you remain yielding, and it takes a lot more courage, a lot more patience, and a lot more inner strength of any kind to stay kind, to stay patient, to stay silent in moments when you are challenged, in moments when other people provoke you. They want to pick a fight. They want you to step into their arena. They want to frame you into this battle. They want to pull you into their coliseum. And if you don't go in there and you stay slow, when you feel the world is pulling you left and right, you feel jittery, you feel anxious, you feel like you want to breathe 1,000 times per second, you want to speak real fast. If you can pause and choose low, yielding love, so that the flow, the ocean, it could be a fighting ocean, it could be a volatile fighting ocean, it goes crashing down into your lowness. You're just going to evade. And as you evade, you absorb the force of it going next to you. Because the true force is not actually going to come from the person. It's going to come from your inner satisfaction that you have managed to do the practice that I've now taught you. The first time that you manage to do this, the surge of energy that you're going to receive, it's not going to be transferred from the other person. It's going to come from your inner core, deepest rooted, heavy tree, eternal mountain sage intelligence that you've been craving for, you didn't know how to use. You know how to use it? You use it by staying low, appearing weak. Appear weak, guys. You are so strong that you have absolutely no reason to appear strong to anyone. The most masculine men can appear very gay in front of other men. The most masculine men can appear very feminine in front of other men when they're challenged. Because why? Why do I need to prove that I'm masculine? Why do I need to prove that I can fight? Anybody can fight. Anybody can show teeth and show aggression from a 0 to 1,000. This is what is the default of humanity. To become triggered, to become easily reactive to things. If you just deliberately present yourself as weak, this is strength, because you're okay. You're saying to yourself, please, yes, perceive me as weak. Please perceive me as a non-threat. You're gonna quickly leave me alone. I'm not saying be a people pleaser. I'm not saying um, become a slave. I'm saying yield. Yield. It's not show fear, curl up in a fetus position and hope they leave. Like a prey animal playing dead. I'm not saying play dead. Don't get it confused. I'm not saying play dead. I'm saying when you're the strongest, appear weak. Appear weak, appear low, all of the fire will fizzle out. All of the fire will fizzle out, and you will absorb all this energy. Not absorb in a real sense that you will get polluted, like I said, but the conversion that you have just accomplished inside yourself is going to give you energy. It's going to give you unshakable confidence. Because the more you do this, the more you're going to see that you can choose to do this in any situation in your life. Energy is just energy. How you use it and how you interpret incoming energy. By pausing, observing, and choosing what you put back, you can transmute anything. Fire is just fire. Fire can burn things down or it can warm you. Water can overflow and drown you, or water can carry you. Air can burn out your system if you breathe too much. Air can oxygenate your cells if you can balance out oxygen and carbon dioxide by specific breathwork techniques. Air element energy is voice. You can create with your voice, or you can scream and curse and criticize. Same energy. Different people use different expressions of the same energy. This is what I also help people with elemental balancing, archetypal balancing, human design work. If you feel like any of this resonates and you wish one-on-one guidance or relationship guidance or family guidance, guidance for children, empaths, neurodivergent, bipolar, autistic spectrum, and ADHD, anyone that is a pure individual, unable to be explained by regular medical terms, society, and therapy, I'm here for you. I can explain you to you in the best way you've ever heard somebody explain you to you. Check out everything in the description. Yeah, stay low, yield, and receive the flow. It's your shield. And you don't even need shielding when you're in this mode. When the Tao wants to protect someone, does it send an army? No. It protects them with love. If you are in this mode, no spear can pierce you, no claw can scratch you. Death will not invite you. You will be in a realm that is inaccessible to all these energies. You're opting out of the fight. The only way to win is to not engage in the fight at all. And your inner ego is going to say, I need to defend myself. I need to defend my status, my name, my face, I'm going to be embarrassed. People are going to think I'm weak. What is more important, your inner peace or appearing something? You can appear weak when you do this. You will only going to appear weak to more of the people who count on the same energy dynamics as the person who's provoking you. The people who are really mature and wise and who know this teaching that I'm now teaching and preaching and reaching to you, they're going to know what you're doing. They're going to recognize what you're doing. And this is how you discern who you hang out with. Peace, health, abundance, wholeness, clarity, and courage to stay weak. The meek shall inherit the earth. The ones that allow the flow by going low shall inherit the earth. Much love.